Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our today's session. Here myself, Dr. B.N. Thorat, Assistant Professor, Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy Science. In today's session, we will see conservation of fodder. In conservation of fodder, see that is hay making and silage making. Why forage harvest and storage we will necessary. So in that the feeding of grain and succulent fodder is essential for animals. Due to seasonal rainfall in India, there is fluctuation in rainfall. Abundant grass in rainy season and it should be produced good quality of fodder. So lean month in our India, there is May, June, October and November month. There is a scarcity of green fodder. Due to lack of poor knowledge, it should not be properly utilized by farmers. To meet the green feed during the lean month, need to conserve in hay as well as silage. So harvest and storage systems. For the harvest of green fodder, there are some systems they have to be utilized. In case of hay, there should be necessary of moving, conditioning, then ranking, baling, then characteristics of good hay, then storing. In case of a silage, there should be microorganism, phase of preservations, then characteristics of good silage, how they are stored. These point it should be C in case of a silage making. So stored forage provide nutrient when pasture supply in insufficient or inadequate, and for confinement feeding system. This hay is usually below the 20% moisture silage preserved by anaerobic fermentation. Forage harvest and their storage system. The important consideration in that points we have to be see, that is efficient preservation of a crop nutrient, then forest species suitability to environment and their uses, then building equipment and labor cost, then type of livestock or cash forage enterprise. So in case of a hay, suitable for transport and marketing, does not need anaerobic storage condition and suitable for long-term storage. So in case of silage, there should be minimized dry matter losses during the harvest and storage. Then less subject to weather losses. Then wilted silage most efficient in maintaining the different types of nutrient suitable for mechanized handling and feeding systems. So most important part, that is what is meant by hay, what is meant by silage, what are the desirable characteristics of hay and silage and their methods. So hay means when forage preserved through the reducing moisture content to the level of which plant tissue are dead, that is called as a hay. So for hay curing, the fresh forage that is containing 75 to 85% moisture. Hay is less than 20% moisture, that means hay contain less than 20% moisture, that is good. Then typical drying time, it should be 3 to 5 days, and quick drying it should be preferred for the hay making. So in that management, spreading window, then conditioning, chemical conditioning, then leaving stubble to allow the airflow, that means soil moisture. Then favorable weather, it should be high solar radiation intensity, then low relative humidity and wind to circulate the air. So important points for hay making, it should be grass, should leafy and thin stem. It should contain 7 to 10% protein and 0.5% calcium. Dried in field up to the 60% dry matter. Not contain more than 15% moisture. Then it should be dried as early as possible. It should not be loss of leaves. Harvesting, then transport, harvesting at a flowering stage, and cutting time, it should be preferable at a morning. Then principles of hay making. Which principle should be used at the time of hay making? Haymaking, it should reduce the water contents of a herbage. It can be safely stored in mass without undergoing fermentation or becoming molds. Avoid hay. It should be leached by the rainy season or rain. Loss of a nutrient. It should be kept minimum. Then there are different kinds of a hay. Legume hay, non-legume hay, mixed hay. So in case of a legume hay, it should be higher digestible nutrient, then best quality protein over the other plant, then more vitamins D and carotene, rich in a calcium. For example, legume hay, it should be used lucerne, persimmon, cowpea. Then in case of a non-legume hay, it should be made from the grass, then inferior than the legume hay, less protein, minerals and vitamins, less palatable, then outturn of a more than legume, rich in a carbohydrates. Example of non-legume hay, it should be barley and oat. Then mixed hay, legume and non-legume, it should be preferable. Then composition, it should be depends on a proportion. Harvesting and curing of a hay. Harvesting during the daytime after dews has to be drained or dried off. Field should be wet, that means uniform drying it should be done. Early harvest result in a higher protein, lower crude fiber, then more vitamins, more palatable and will shatter less. The best time for cutting of crops for the purpose of haymaking, it should be when it is 1/3 to half in a blooms. Then curing for haymaking, then care save from the belching by sun and preserve from the shattering. Evaporate maximum moisture result in a non-generation of a heat during the storage, no loss of a nutrient. Then common steps that let the herbage lie in a field, then well wilted, that means 1/4 or 1/3 cured, ranked in a loop heap, then good weather and other methods of curing, that means hanging on a tripod or on the field fence. Artificial curing, it should be used air drying. Then hay baling. There are various types, that is small rectangular size should be 45 to 60 lbs. Then medium rectangular size 120 lbs. Then large rectangular 900 to 1800 lbs and round it should be 500 to 1800 lbs. Then for the purpose of hay storage, there are different structure it should be utilized. At base storage, losses are about 5% or 15% moisture hay. Forage quality is reduced in hay above the 20% moisture. Then rectangular bales usually stored inside, that means in pole barn. This is the some diagrammatic, or this is the some picture we show storage of a hay. Then unprotected storage losses often 40% or more. Then round bales often stored outside with the resulting losses. Then hay moisture and heating process. Heat generated in store hay is related to its moisture level. Aerobic microorganisms which can generate heat by their respiration, temperature can rise to 130 to 150 degree Fahrenheit or more. Then the increase dry matter loss and reduce digestibility. So this is the graph of moisture at the time of storage and dry matter losses during the hay making. Then losses during the hay making, in case we have to be prefer for hay making, there should be losses due to the late cutting, so high lignin and low TP. Then losses by shattering leaves, then fine part, avoid over drying and handling in a warm period. Then losses of vitamins, there should be carotene is proportional to greenness. Then losses in fermentation, sugar and starches are oxidized into carbon dioxide and water. Then unfavorable condition. activity of a bacteria and fungi, it should make unfavorable condition. Then losses by leaching. If keyword hay is exposed to heavy and prolonged rain, which can result in losses, that is called as a leaching, and losses of other nutrient. Then hay preservative. Whenever we have to be used or hay, at that time we have to be required some preservative to increase their shelf life. So allow forage to be built at a higher moisture without heating and resultant quality loss. Then inhibit the microbial growth, and typically organic acid, that is propionate buffered, or ammonia, that is the source like anhydrous ammonia or urea. So which are the good characteristics of hay? So good hay having organoleptic evaluation properties, in that species, maturity stage, leafiness, color, odor, and their condition, then as well as foraging material, it should not be present. Then laboratory analysis, in that contain dry matter and moisture for as a feed and dry matter basis. Then nitrogen content, crude protein, that is percent nitrogen multiplied by 6.25, that is a correction factor. Then fiber analysis, for that we have to be use NDF and ADF. Mineral analysis, in that calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium and sulfate, they have to be calculated, as well as total digestible nutrient. So quality on prime basis, the hay contain more than 90% crude protein, then less than 40% NDF and less than 31% ADF. Then what is, that is the first part, hay making, and second part, that is silage making. So mostly what is meant by silage? Write down the desirable characteristics of silage. Likewise question it should be asking in your practical examination. So silage means that silage is a forage which can be preserved at a low pH in succulent condition due to the production of a organic acid by partial anaerobic fermentation of sugars in the forage. So this silage is handled at higher moisture level than hay, and it is therefore less vulnerable to mechanical losses. Then high moisture silage is greater than 70% moisture. Wilted silage is 70 to 70%. Then low moisture silage, that is known as a hillage, is 40 to 60% moisture, also prepared from hard to stumpy stem. Then Clostridia bacteria are undesirable organism that results in the production of butyric acid and increase dry matter losses. So which are the different steps in silage making? The first one, crop, which crop is suitable for silage making. Then stage of a harvesting of a forage crop. Then cut into proper length. Then silo, that is size, all, shape, construction, site selection and filling of a silo. Then phase of a silage preservation. Characteristics of a good silage. Chemical changes in silage and advantages and disadvantages. These contain, or this part we have to be seen, that is steps in a silage making. So first, which crop are the best crop for silage making? There are different types of a crop that is used for the silage making, but maize crop is a best or suitable crop for silage making. Which are the steps or stages of harvest for forage crop? Should be harvested at a flowering stage, that means it should contain maximum nutrient. Then moisture content, it should be 75%. These crops, it should be cut at morning after the dews are dried. Then maize cut at early dent stage because well mature stage. Then sorghum cut at a late dog stage that contains soft and immature stage. Then cut into the proper length. Length affects on a packaging of quality. Then grasses need to cut more fine than the sorghum and maize. Wilted forage more cutting than the succulent feed. Then there are different methods which are used for the silage making. In that first one is a silo. Silo is a specially device or container which are used for the preparation of a silage. There are different types based on the shape. That means trench silo, silo tower, and pits are the rectangular or cylindrical pits which is also used for the silage making. Then types based on the material, we can use bricks, cement, stainless steel and katsa. Then construction of a silo, in that digging a pit or trench in the ground. Then side and floor the plastered with cow dung clay or cement. Then silo, site selection, it should be easily approachable. Then area should not be laying and chaffing side should be near to the silage making or pit. Then there are different types of a silo. The upright silo, oxygen limited silo, then horizontal silo, back silo and round bale silage. So in case of a back silo, it should be 8 to 12 feet diameter. Then it should be variable length, placed on a smooth hard surface to avoid the tears in the plastic. Then in case of a round bale silage, utilize multiple layers of a UV treated polyethylene film. Then how this silo it should be filled. The chopped powder which contain 35% dry matter should be evenly distributed throughout the pit. Then trample should be drawn or done properly either with a man or bullock or with the help of tractor, that is shown in this PPT. Then from all sides it should be covered with the paddy straw, that means 4 to 5 inches, sealed with a mud and busa or plastic to seal. Then there are different phases of a silage preservation: aerobic, fermentation, lab, then feed out. So in aerobic phase, that is first page, air should be trapped in the forage is utilized in aerobic respiration and proteolysis one day if well packed. Then fermentation, that second phase, lactic acid bacteria and other anaerobic bacteria, it should be multiplied and create organic acid that reduce the pH to between 3.8 to 5 in between 7 to 30 days. And lab dominant, that is page third. Then stability or stable, this fourth stage, once preserved by fermentation, stable phase can last months or years in the anaerobic condition, and it should be feed out to maximize, to minimize loss. Silage should be easily or quickly once exposed to air. Then classification of a good silage on the basis of their pH content and ammonical nutrient. So whenever very good silage, it should contain 3.5 to 4.2 pH. Then ammonical nitrogen, it should be less than 10%, color green or brown color, and taste, that should be acidic or non-butyric. Then good silage, it should having also pH 4.2 to 4.5 and ammonical nitrogen, it should be 10 to 15%. It gives color green and brown and taste acidic as well as butyric acid. Fair silage, it should contain pH 4.5 to 4.8. Ammonical nitrogen, it should be 15 to 20%. Gives color tobacco brown or dark brown, and it should be given little amount of a butyric acid test. Then poor silage, so in case of poor silage, it should be pH greater than 4.8. Ammonical nitrogen, it should be greater than 20. It should give color to silage in a black color, taste high butyric, bad smell and less acidic. Whenever this silage, it should be give bad smell, less acidic as well as high butyric acid, it should be present, at that time it should be poor. Then changes during the insealing. Whenever we are insealing our silage, at that time there should be some changes. Changes in insealing is mainly concerned with the carbohydrate and nitrogen compound. Chemical changes in case of a CHO. Then mono, that means glucose and disaccharides are dominant in the plant. A plant enzyme that should be utilized soluble CHO and convert into the carbon dioxide and water. This is the formula. Then changes of a nitrogenous compound. So in case of a nitrogenous compound, plant enzymes that degrade of a protein and non-protein nitrogen into the nitrogenous fraction. Activity of a plant enzyme, it should be depends on moisture and pH of a silage. More activity in high moisture and pH, it should be 5 to 6. The proteins are breakdown into the amino acids by microorganism. The badly preserved silage are broken down to produce amines like tryptophan, then phenylethyl, histamine, etc. Then again, whenever it should be done, changes in the pigments. So in case of a pigment, there should be color of a forage usually changes during insealing. The light brown color or golden color is caused by the action of a organic acid in a chlorophyll. Then most important part, that is which are the different advantages and disadvantages of a silage. So advantages of a silage: more yield per unit than the other hay crops, then can be prepared in adverse weather condition, then green fodder in a lean season. It should be utilized thick stem plant, higher palatability, then increase the voluntary intake of a coarse forage, then lesser loss of a carotene than in a hay. Fear of a fire of fodder is avoided. Then green fodder can be stored for a long time, require less space than the hay, and mechanization of a farm. Then there should be some disadvantages. In case of a disadvantages of a silage, there should be transportation problem. Then permanent, these silage making having permanent structure. More wastage if not handled carefully. Then poor silage not accepted by the animal. Then less vitamin than the hay, not suitable for a small amount. So thank you all of you.